I have just told them that you should not try to copy the Western style of ego-oriented society where people use harsh words, because then we think we have modernized ourselves. To say harsh words to somebody, what do I care? I hate you. All these sentences we have never used, you see, which is unknown to us. I mean, anybody to say like that is unmannerliness. How can you say such a thing? I hate you. But now I have heard people talking like this in our country. I hate you. What's wrong with us? Who are you to say that? Like that, we don't talk. You see, this is not the way to talk at all. Any person who comes from a good family would not talk like this because it reflects on the family. But the language is more copied here than there. I am surprised sometimes when I hear the people, they talk in the buses, in the taxis, in the things, the way they use languages. You see, something I can't understand. So I have asked them that the language should be full of love and with our own traditional style, the way. You see, we wouldn't even scold our children. If you have to scold their children, we use language which makes them honorable. बहुमानार्थ. म्हणजे जर समजा कोणाला म्हणायचं असं, आता जसं आज आमचे दामले साहेबांनी चोळणा घातला तर बरं वाटलं, आता आम्हाला म्हटलं शिवाजी महाराजांसारखं दिसून राहिलं, तर मग म्हणायचं यावे शिवाजी महाराज, म्हणजे शिवाजी महाराज घाबरले. मग अशी आपल्याकडची पद्धत असेल. करेक्शन करायचं म्हणजे यूज टू डू इट दिस वे, पण ते दी करेक्शन ऑफ द अदर साइड इज नॉट प्रॉपर बिकॉज दॅट नेवर इट करेक्ट्स. सी, दॅट्स वाय यू कॅनॉट कंट्रोल युअर चिल्ड्रन. We are all the time insulting them, insulting others, insulting methods, you see, and this emotional blackmail and all this nonsense is not at all traditional in this country. And those who try to do it will be thrown out. I can tell you, in Sahaja Yoga you cannot work. You should not have all these ideas of insulting people, of bringing them into situations when there can be insulted. This is all modern style. So we should not do like that. In Sahaja Yoga, we should behave in such a way that we should be dignified. Behaving our style is our tradition, is Sahaja Yoga tradition is this, that we talk to people in the most sophisticated manner, in the sweetest manner, in the most affectionate manner and inviting manner. And that is how we all should speak. So this is first thing I ask, that in your expression of your love, there should not be a thing that you should shout. Now I do shout at some people who have bhoots in them, but by that the bhoots run away. But if you shout, you get the bhoots. The bhoots don't run away, they get at you. So better not do it. If you have my powers, you can do that, but you don't have. If you shout at the person who has bhoots, you get the bhoots. So be careful. Don't try my tricks. You see, I am a different type of a person and I do everything so understandingly, which you do not. So when you follow me, you should follow me the way I am, on the side where I forgive, the way I am loving, I am affectionate, not where I am terrible. You shouldn't do that, because my terrible nature has got the undercurrent of my love, which you don't have, and you don't have these powers. So don't try those tricks with anybody else. You have no right to shout at anyone or to get angry, because if you shout, you get back all the puts into it. They provoke you. They provoke you that so that you get caught up into it and you get absolutely ruined the more you try to. So the best thing is to stand in the center and have affection and love, the power that I have given you, that you have. Develop that power of love. First you develop that power of love. Then you don't have to worry, you don't have to shout, you don't have to say anything. Your power will become the kruta. It will work out itself and create that beautiful atmosphere that we want to do. We don't want anybody to be ruined. But if you start shouting at people, they'll all run away. Especially in the ego-oriented society, you should not shout at all. That will not appeal to anyone. If you shout at anyone in the ego-oriented society, you will always distract them and they'll run away. So I have to tell you that you might be the highest of highest. First thing you have to give me today is that in your talk, in your behavior, in your heart, you will recite one with love. And the second thing I want to ask is that you should be peaceful. Try to have peace with yourself. Don't fight with yourself. Now the Western people have one problem, they fight with themselves. How is it this is happening to me? I am so bad, I am no good, I have done this, I am so bad. If you go on fighting with yourself, then you will become weak. On the contrary, you must say, I am so good. What's wrong with me? I have got realization. What's wrong with me? Have that confidence in you, and then it will work out. And as a result of that only, you start shouting at others. But supposing you understand that there is nothing wrong with you, you have to be peaceful. We all have to be very peaceful people, and you have seen my peaceful nature has solved so many problems just like that. So try to achieve that peace within. That peace should not be lost at any cost, and should not be also expressed outside in a way like I sometimes, my peace itself becomes terrible. But you don't have that kind of a possibility, so you just don't do it. You just don't do it. Never do it that way. Try to be extremely peaceful. Try to make your forehead relax. Many people come to me, it's like this, you see. Then I just know that there's a big booth on the head sitting. Then I shout at them. Keep your forehead relaxed. Relax. I am not doing anything. Mother is doing everything. Relax. 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 If you relax, you will find that your heart will open. My heart cannot open. Why? Why can't you open your heart? Because you have no trust in yourself. Try to trust yourself. Open your Agya, open your Ekadasha and your Sahasrara, and your heart will open. Once your Sahasrara is open, your heart will open automatically. So you will have a peaceful life. So today I am asking for two things from you. It's a funny thing that a mother has to ask for a gift. And the gift you have to give, first one, is that you should be peaceful people. You should express peacefulness through your own character, talking. But it doesn't mean that you should be people who are bleak or who are, we can say that, are morbid people or people who tolerate nonsense. No, there is a way of resistance, but a resistance of a peaceful resistance, that you are not afraid of anything, you are not frightened of anything, you are not going to bow down to anything, you are not going to compromise with anything, but you are peaceful. That sort of a temperament you must develop and also express outside is very important. And second one is the this love, this peace and all this should express your love to others. Love to others. Like now everywhere, within next 1 or 2 years, we'll have ashrams. I am sure of that. And in the ashram, I would like to see people having loving, caring, affectionate, patronizing, beautiful attitude towards the people who come there. On the contrary, if you do not have, your ashrams will be all reduced to zero. It has happened in many places, it will happen everywhere. So you don't blame me why our ashrams don't run good. It will be your responsibility to see that it is your mother's house. And people are coming to the mother's house. And how a mother would treat these people with love, affection, with whatever you have. You can start, but give to others. Look after them. Give them all the kindness and sweetness. So the impression of people, even if you are slightest not like that, people will think this is a very arrogant personality, and how can it? So you have to be a top class person to be in charge of an ashram. If a person who is a mediocre, you should not appoint. By God's grace, I am sure by next year you will have all the lands in your hand, and all your ashram will start by next year in every country. May God bless. This is what I give you on my birthday today, that you all will have your ashrams properly established by the end of next year. But first two things you must, the conditions are. First two conditions should be there. If you are not good for that, God will never give you an ashram. Because He doesn't want to give ashram to some funny people. It becomes sort of a recluse for people who have no place anywhere, come and sit in the ashram. So unless and until you have people of that level who will remain peaceful and loving, you will not establish. But if you do, I am sure by next year you should be able to have ashrams in every place. May God bless you. So my tour of Australia has come to an end. And today is a day I can say it's all very well done. We have had very good response. I didn't expect that much everywhere. It was tremendous. And very great things have happened. Some miracles also during this visit. And one has to know that Sahaja Yogis have to be with great potential manifesting. If they are, then it triggers very well. Otherwise, I cannot work out. For that, we have to understand that in Sahaja Yoga there is no sacrifice of any kind. Don't have to sacrifice anything. It's all the time blessings throughout. Don't have to sacrifice anything. And you don't have to suffer also anything. Nothing of the kind. I have told you about how my father was in jail, my mother was in jail, and how many times, and how we suffered during the War of Independence. We lost everything, all our properties, everything, for the War of Independence only. But this is the independence, the freedom of an absolute nature, not only for you, but for the whole world, for your children, for everyone. So it's a tremendous work. It's a very great achievement in the history of spirituality, in the history of the world. This is the greatest thing that has happened, is that people are transformed into a new awareness. Perhaps you are not aware of it. And we take it for granted, we don't understand the importance of it. And we get lost into smaller things and very wasteful things which are of no value. All these things will be going into the history. You must understand that. And where do you stand in that history? What will you be called? So now, first of all, there were problems with the leaders, all right. But there were some who stuck on to it. They didn't give it up. They did not give it up because the leaders were bad. Nobody wrote to me, all right. But they stuck on. But those who went away, why didn't they write to me? Why they went away? This is an escape from reality. This is an escape to say that there was something wrong with the ashram people, there was something wrong with the leaders. Of course, it was. But you should have written to me. Why didn't you write to me? Why did you take such decisions on your own and just left the Sahaja Yoga into lurch? You have to be people of quality. Otherwise, Sahaja Yoga won't work out. It's not meant for people who are mediocres. If there are few, doesn't matter. But there have to be people of quality. That is one thing for sure. It's like one family. It's like one body. If something hurts here, the whole body knows. You must know how many there are with us. You feel so strong and happy. But first of all, you must develop that rapport. You must develop that love. You must develop that personality. Now those who are left-sided, I've already told them what treatment they have to take it seriously. Left-sidedness should not be allowed to grow at all. I tell you, it's very dangerous. All these horrible diseases that you have heard of, all of them, one and all, say epilepsy, mental derangements, you can say cancer, all psychosomatic, this mellitus, then there are other diseases like AIDS, all that, attack only left-sided. Anybody who has left side, immediately try to get rid of it, left side. Right side shows so everybody knows. And you can throw away such a person. Or you can correct. But the left side, be very careful. Don't play about with the left side. Left side is very dangerous. To avoid that, don't mix up with people who are mentally deranged. Don't go to the hospitals where such people live. Don't try to cure people who are left-sided. They can be all cured on my photograph. And if somebody starts telling too much about their woes and all that, just shut your ears. All this left side comes from a kind of a self-indulgence, in the sense that you start thinking you are so miserable, you are so unhappy, you are no good and all that. So the right-sided are overconfident, the left-sided are diffident. But because they are diffident, see, all kinds of viruses can attack them. And these viruses are the thing which bring forth diseases which cannot be cured. So be careful on that part. Now right-sided people trouble others. The left-sided trouble themselves. And the right-sided trouble others. They try to show off. They want to think they are too much. First sign of a right-sided is that he starts suddenly shouting. Or giving lectures also. That's another one. Thirdly, he tries to show off that he is a very big, great Sahaja Yogi. There is nobody great in Sahaja Yoga. Everybody is just the same. Just like all fingers are the same, every cell is the same, everybody is the same. So nobody higher and lower, there is no hierarchy in Sahaja Yoga. Everybody must understand that we are all one, part and parcel of one body, and we don't have to consider ourselves higher or lower. So there are so many ways of expression of these boastful right-sided people. And you can pull their legs, all right, allowed. If somebody boasts too much, you just pull their legs. That's allowed. That's how in India nobody can have ego, because from very childhood somebody tries to show off, pull their legs. If somebody talks loudly, pull their legs. If somebody laughs loudly, pull their legs. I mean, anything somebody tries to do, overdo, just pull their legs. So it doesn't behove for a Sahaja Yogi to be like that. Sahaja Yogi has to be very dignified. Otherwise, why will people come to Sahaja Yoga if we are just like them? We have to be exceptional, isn't it? And that's what I call dignified, loving, affectionate, kind, sweet. That's what is the beauty. So anybody who shouts, screams, gets angry, full of anger, this thing, bring one pin and just prick it. Allowed. And if he says anything, is to prick your ego. Show the pins, you see, like this, you will understand, all right, this is what I am. So, when you make fun of a person who is egoist, he may not like. But you show him a pin, he'll understand, oh God, I've got it. They are quite aware of their ego, they don't want to have it. There was a gentleman from Delhi. His son wrote to me saying that my father says that he is not allowed to speak at all and he is feeling very sad about it. So in the lecture I said that nobody is allowed to speak. After my tape, meditate, stay in that meditative mood and go home. Not that just after meditation, what cake I am going to have, all rush to the kitchen. It's very surprising, even Indians are surprised at it. India people don't get so much to eat, but they are not hankering so much after food. Here the first attention is in the kitchen, all the time they are in the kitchen. How many times you take your tea is important. You should count how many times you are in the kitchen. I mean, you are still little babies, I tell you, in that respect. I don't think I have ever opened a fridge to take out even water for myself. I mean, since I remember my life. Never. So this hankering after food is also another funny thing, that is, after meditation people just get up and go to eat. You must sit down, meditate. Now after meditation, if people start giving speeches, then the people are anxious to go to the kitchen, hear somebody giving lectures. So big problem starts between the two. They don't like it because they think, oh, there's a cake there, there's something biryani kept, and here it is. This gentleman is trying to give us a lecture. Nobody likes it. But it should be something very different, that we are in meditative mood. How can we come out of it? So I better tell you a story of Janaka, which is very important. He was the one, in the beginning, at the time of Sri Rama, he was the father-in-law of Sri Rama. His name was Raja Janaka. And he was a king. So all the saints used to come and bow to him. And he was a king. He used to live like a king. So one fellow, Nachiketa, asked his guru, he said, what is this you bow to this Raja? He's got all the wealth, he's got everything, wears all the ornaments, he has all the pomp and show. Why should you, a saint like you, go and bow to him? He said, he's Videhi. He's so detached, he's Videhi. He doesn't exist in his body. He couldn't understand. He said, all right, I'll go and see him. So he went and told him that, I want to become self-realized as you are. He said, you ask me everything I can give you, but no self-realization. All right, we'll see about it, he said. So one day they were having a bath. He said, let's go to the river, we'll have our bath. So he took this boy, they were sitting and having the bath. When some people came and told that your palace is burning and everybody is running away. So he was still in meditative mood, he wouldn't listen. Then they came back again, shouted, see now, your wife and children all have come out of it and they are all running away because the whole thing is getting burned. Still he was in meditative mood, least bothered. Then they said, now the fire is coming this side. And what are you doing? So Nachiketa got up and he caught hold of his clothes. He thought, I should wear my clothes, at least they'll be burnt. But he was still meditating. Then Nachiketa realized that he is Videhi. That's why Sitaji is called as Vaidehi, because she is the daughter of a Videhi. That's what we have to be. Where is our attention, we should say? We are meditating, take it deep down into yourself. That's a meditative mood. Keep yourself there. And after meditation, you just get up silently, sit for a while. I think best would be to have your food first and then meditate, if that is so. If you think that is proper. But I think if you have to get now into that new triggering, as I told you, into that new jumping that we have to do in Sahaja Yoga, if you have to catch that train, then you hurry up. You have to change all these ideas. You have had many houses, you have had many wives, many children in your previous life. You never had your realization. Now you have got it. So now just every individual, every one of you should not think of others, think of yourself. I have to do it. I have to get it. I have to work it out. This is what you have to do. Why should I miss it? It's a chance of many lives. The chance of many lives. And that's how you can jump over, work it out. We had lots of people in Australia, and if they had worried about themselves as to what I have done for Sahaja Yoga. So in the morning, you just decide what I am going to do for Sahaja Yoga and myself. In the evening, what have I done for myself and what have I done for Sahaja Yoga. Myself doesn't mean selfishness, but for my ascent. Every day, you start a diary and write it down. You face yourself. No excuses, nothing. If you are left behind, what can we do? We can't help it. That is how you will find all kinds of blessings will come to. You will be able to save money, you will be able to save time, you will get good jobs. All your problems can be solved if you really surrender yourself to that Parama Chaitanya. Everything can be done. But as long as you have this narrow-mindedness and these narrow ideas about yourself, till then it won't work out. this drop has to become one with the ocean. Then ocean takes over. And I am sure that can work out. And you have basically a very good point here, because you are born on the land of Sri Ganesha. Basically, it's such an advantage for you, much more than Russians have. But Russians, I don't know how, they have shot up so well. It's an agya. It's a right agya, where they have denied tribes, they have denied all religions, everything, and still they are prospering. So you are very well placed, and innocence can never be lost. Can never be lost, whatever you may try. Of course, there could be clouds, but they get just into nothing, they just disappear. If you just try to cling on to your innocence and simplicity, and don't think too much. We should do like this, we should organize like this, we should have this thing, nothing of the kind. Wherever you are, why to think? I never think where will I sit, what will be my chair, how will I sleep, how will I go there, nothing. Just exist. Just exist. Everything works out for good, you should know. Now, if you redden too much on your faces, you should know you have left with you these. So first of all, know that you are forgiven for everything. Whatever you have done, you have forgiven. Just remember, you are forgiven completely, absolutely, 100%. There's nothing to feel guilty about. Nothing to feel guilty. And you are loved, you are looked after, you are cared for. Param Chaitanya cares. It's a caring government, I should say. It cares for it, looks after it, manages so many things. Unbelievable it is. It manages, it works out. You must have heard about the story about Cairns, what miracle has taken place. Have you heard? No? So, okay. Where is Kay? Kay, can you tell them? Come here. Just come. It's too much. बहुत ज़्यादा चाशनी नहीं बनाओ, बिल्कुल हल्की रखना, बस हो गया. अच्छा ठीक. Now tell.
It was a great blessing for Shri Mataji to come to Cairns for us, and we had the opportunity of taking Shri Mataji out to the Great Barrier Reef.
Just to decide it spontaneously.
Very spontaneously. We delayed her flight and kept her from the Brisbane people for a few hours just to keep her a little more time with us, but we felt it was important that she put her attention on the reef because there was a lot of problems happening with this great natural phenomena off the coast of Cairns. And we took a fast boat out to the reef, and Shri Mataji graciously agreed to go down into a semi-submergible and had a look at the reef. And just looking at it, all the fish came around. It was just a miracle to be in the reef with her while she was looking at all this wonderful natural phenomena. But within the next day, the attention of the people who had been researching the reef and been worried about the crown of thorn starfish eating the reef and all the pollution, suddenly they started to realize that the reef was regenerating and all the crown of thorn starfish were dying, and they didn't know why. They didn't know where they'd come from, and now they don't know where they've gone. And they say it's a mystery, but just a glance from our mother has just made everything right. Jai Shri Mataji.
But you are not gold reef, you see. You are not that, because you see, I cannot transform you that way. You have to use your willpower. They are all animals, you see. And animals are under the control of God. That's why they are called as Pashu. Means Pash, means all the bandhan. Under the bandhan of God. Is whatever God wants can do with them. With all the plants, of animals, everyone. But with human beings you can't do everything. And also to understand human beings is another problem. I don't know how suddenly they become so funny. They are all right, going straight, and suddenly you don't know what happens to them. So, it's a thing that God has created, and then adding to that, man has created himself a little bit more, which is quite a difficult thing to understand. So, you better understand yourself why you do like that. And you have to, with your free will, accept that I have to do it. It is self-disciplining. And you will work it out. And I am sure one day you will show that in Australia we have really achieved a great height. I talk to them in Marathi language because here so many of them don't understand any other language but Marathi. Today is the day of Gauri Puja. Gauri is the one who, as a virgin, created Shri Ganesh. And in the same pattern, you have got your realization. In the same pattern. So, you have to use the same power within you, that is of Gauri, that you keep your heart clean. You must have a clean heart. You must have a clean thinking. There should be purity in your mind. Of course, the bhakti does give that purity. But if there is anything lingering in your mind, I have to tell you that there are 3 things that are going to happen from today. First, we have started Vishwa Nirmala Dharma. You are under the vision of Sri Ganesh, under the guidance of your spirit, and under the blessings of God Almighty. But be careful, because once you become that, you have to keep to that dharma. You have to be honest about it. If you are dishonest, from today onwards, you be careful. Anything can happen to you if you get out of the maryadas. Till you keep to the maryadas of Sahaja Yoga, saying morning, evening, night, that I am a Sahaja Yogi, nobody can hurt, nobody can trouble you. On the contrary, you will be enjoying life if you keep to the maryadas. But if you leave the maryadas of Sahaja Yoga, you will have big problems. So this is the second thing I want to tell you. That today we have started the great religion which was promised long time back of realized souls. Now the third thing is that with all these things we are doing, we must promise to God also that we will know about Sahaja Yoga through proper understanding, reading, every word of it. We will master the knowledge of Sahaja Yoga. We will keep ourselves clean and completely surrender our lives to Sahaja Yoga. This is what you have to promise in your heart. Surrendering to Sahaja Yoga is actually surrendering to joy, bliss and peace. In that, you are the gainer. Nobody is a loser in that. This is how today we have to decide once for all. Today is the day, as you know, my forefathers call it the first day of the year. And they have the kalasha and the shawl of the goddess as the emblem, or you can call it as a flag of Shali Maharaj. In any way, My delay is important because there was Amavasya earlier and we had to get rid of that Amavasya for the first day to start. That's how. The delay was there was jam, everything is arranged. You should not worry. Why there is delay, why there is this. Sometimes I may come earlier, I may come later. It's all arranged because during Amavasya, how can you have my puja? Simple thing like that. It's all arranged, it's all worked out. Everything is fine. Just be yourself. Don't get upset with anything. Don't get worried on anything. Just try to keep absolutely peaceful. I'll give you some tests by seeing how much you keep to that situation of complete peace within yourself. If you have done no wrong, if you are a Sahaja Yogi, there should be no disturbance. If others have done wrong, it's all right. Doesn't matter. You have not done anything. As long as you have done no wrong, there's nothing to worry. And as it is, even if you have done some wrong, God is there to forgive. So don't have any worries, nothing. Have all the strength, have all the courage, and go ahead with this promise onward, because I think now Sahaja Yoga is going to take a new turn. Definitely it is going to take. We are going to come up to a stage where thousands and thousands will join Sahaja Yoga. But first of all, those who are in the foundation, who are the first people, must work very hard to keep themselves above all kinds of foolish temptations, all kinds of foolish things we have been doing, which is asahaj. Language should be sweet, your behavior should be good, it should be very gentle and soft. You should move like a yogi, live like a saint, and people should see through you the greatness of Sahaja Yoga. May God bless you all.